Um, Recently I've really been into Bear and Breakfast. It's a cozy management game. You play as Hank, who is this bear living in the forest, and he finds this old abandoned building, and he's like, you know what? Let's turn this into a bed and breakfast. I want to bring people into the forest again. So you set up this bed and breakfast, and there's one issue though. It's really fun. It's great. People are scared of you. They run away from you because you're a bear, and it's really sad. But it's a great game. The gameplay is phenomenal. Graphics are adorable. It's wonderful.
Happy and thankful to welcome in Whit Fuller, who's on the line with us, have a chance to talk to the arts writer for the Daily Utah Chronicle about cozy games. Good morning to you, Whit.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. We really appreciate you taking the time for us. This is a thing that I got introduced to as I started to spend more time in the video game space, especially after starting to watch more people do streaming. But I had never myself really spent much time with cozy games. Let's start with what makes a cozy game enjoyable, beneficial, and certainly how can cozy games build community?
So I think that with cozy games specifically, there's this inherent sense of getting to do fun things and getting to have experiences that are, comforting and enjoyable and fun, but they're also so incredibly just creative, and you really feel integrated into whatever you're doing. If you're playing a farming sim and playing with friends, that's a great way to build community. And there are just so many aspects of it that are community based. Like, you've got all these great people on Instagram with these huge followings who just love to share their content and connect more broadly with audiences from this place of being comfortable and cozy.
What are some specific games, cozy games that you've enjoyed recently?
Um, Recently I've really been into Bear and Breakfast. It's a cozy management game. You play as Hank, who is this bear living in the forest, and he finds this old abandoned building, and he's like, you know what? Let's turn this into a bed and breakfast. I want to bring people into the forest again. So you set up this bed and breakfast, and there's one issue though. It's really fun. It's great. People are scared of you. They run away from you because you're a bear, and it's really sad. But it's a great game. The gameplay is phenomenal. Graphics are adorable. It's wonderful.
And would you go to a bed and breakfast run by a bear?
Honestly, yeah. If it's a nice bear and it's, gonna feed me and give me a place to sleep, yeah.
Nice.
You may notice behind Sean, we have our resident bear. So no word yet if we're going to get into the bear and breakfast business anytime soon, but wouldn't put anything past us on Gaming Morning Show. Whit Fuller is our guest. You can read one of the articles that Whit wrote for the newspaper for the University of Utah. Cozy games, do cozy games have merit? The Wholesome Games Movement. And like I talked about to lead the interview off, Whit, this is something I was kind of introduced, but it's one of those things that I didn't know about. Many people did. So now as you look toward the future, what do you anticipate over the next maybe 12, 18 months in terms of what cozy games could be like?
Honestly, I anticipate not only more cozy games and kind of a more mainstream centered view of cozy games as a whole, but I also definitely anticipate, like, the community is getting bigger every day. There are people on Instagram sharing things, as I mentioned, but there are also groups and things dedicated to getting together and playing cozy games. There are cozy gaming nights popping up in different cities, online spaces, things like that. I think people are just gonna continue to foster those connections and really just continue to enjoy all of the feel good things that come with playing cozy games and really getting to lead kind of not a fairy tale life, but a very idealistic, kind of rose tinted, just sweet experience.
I'm looking forward to it. I do follow Wholesome Direct. One of the friends of the show is involved with that, Kim Chica. If anyone wants to follow you, Whit, what are some of the best ways to stay connected with you?
Typically Instagram or Twitter. My handles for both of those are Whit right now, WhitWriteNow.
And we'll share that in our chat right now. Again, you can read the article, Do Cozy Games Have Merit? The Wholesome Games Movement. Whit Fuller, thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning on Gaming Morning Show.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, and this is that part of the video game world and the curiosity that we have with Gaming Morning Show. One of our values is to try to hear about more aspects of video games beyond just what maybe is our primary genre. You talk about this a lot. You're not a 1v1 fighting type game player. I don't really play a lot of single player games, and so getting a chance to kind of hear someone else's perspective and bring up some reasons that they want. Like, I like the way that Whit described that feeling of like warmth, right? The caring that cozy games provide. There really are these emotional results, reactions to video games.
Yeah, and having a shared experience, especially with a game that inherently by itself kind of gives you good vibes and warm vibes, and then to be able to experience that with friends, with a community, even if it's not a multiplayer game, if you're just having similar experiences with the game as you guys are playing it, it can really bring people together, and I like that.